And we're back with the Screen Team on today's talk, 930 KWOC, 93.3 on the FM. And, of course, you can find the Screen Team. We're all over the place. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We have our own Screen Team channel on there. We're also on Twitter, too. So you can find a Screen Team of Poplar Bluff. We're brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, 33 Productions, and Poplar Bluff Drywall. The next film on our resume today is 22 Jump Street. This movie came out back in the summer of this year, 2014. Was directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, and it stars, once again, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. I can always get his name wrong, man.
I always want to call him Tatum Channing.
Yeah, me too. This is the sequel to the 2012 film 21 Jump Street, based on the TV series of the same name. All right, guys and gals, 22 Jump Street. Jake, what were your first thoughts on this film?
It doesn't touch the first one, and the first one I enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's not a movie I want to watch over and over again, but I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed where they went up with a lot of it. And they tried to do a lot of things that in concept, if you break it down to the concept of some of the gags they pulled, was really, really funny. For a totally different level. Like, I think it was almost like the studio was insisting on a sequel, so they made the sequel and wasted the studio's money and made a whole joke of the film.
Yeah.
And if you look at it that point of view, it's a hilarious movie.
That's what I loved about it, man. That's what I loved about it.
From that point of view, it's a hilarious movie.
Because it seemed to me like the studio was like, all right, we made a whole bunch of money off this film. You guys need to make another one.
Do it again.
And the guys were like, oh, sequels suck, blah, blah, blah. And they made fun of that point. And that's what I appreciated about this film.
Exactly. It's really the movie, not on a surface level, but sometimes on a surface level, was almost just a critique on this whole rehashing old 70s and 80s TV shows into movies and then making sequels off of those movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just kind of a critique, or what do we say, commentating on the money-making machine that Hollywood tries to be sometimes.
You had said something to me when you first saw it. You said that this movie felt like it was on, like, ADD, or it was
exactly
like it was just like it didn't know which way to go.
It did not know which way to go.
Yeah.
And I mean,
like they were making it up as they went along.
I think what happened is when they signed the contracts, when the writers, Jonah Hill was one of the writers, and when they signed the contracts to do the first movie, the studio said, well, we've got the rights to do a sequel, and we want you to write a sequel if it's successful. And he's like, well, I'm obligated to do it, so I'm going to give them what they asked for.
Toby, did you see the first one?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the first one?
Okay, let me put it out there. I'm not a Jonah Hill fan.
Okay.
I like a lot of different movies. His brand of comedy, I don't connect with. Mm-hmm. My son did. My son loved Jonah Hill. Maybe it's me and my generation. So this one didn't change my mind.
Yeah.
In any way. I didn't see a direction. I'm like you. I kept trying to follow a plot line and never was really able to, to watch it with an open mind, but to enjoy it, no. I was ready for the ending about 30 minutes into it.
30 minutes into it.
I just was not impressed.
In the same boat.
And I think if they would have, they could have spent that money toward world hunger or something. It would have been a much better use. Much better use. I just, And granted, Channing Tatum is nice to look at, but even at this, no, it wasn't worth that.
I enjoyed the film. I love 21 Jump Street, man.
See, but you're a different generation than I am. You're more my son's age. And maybe that's something that you grew up with Jonah Hill movies.
Yes and no. I like Jonah Hill's comedy. I think it gets overused a lot in a lot of his movies. I like the fact that he is doing Scorsese films and he's doing some serious roles.
I like him in serious roles. He's good there. But his brand of comedy just isn't my cup of tea.
When I first saw 21 Jump Street, when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, this is going to bomb. This is going to be horrible. Mm-hmm. And when I saw it, I was pleasantly surprised on how funny it was. Truly just, it kind of got to your gut, just how funny it was, and comedy sequels aren't necessarily that good, and this movie isn't as good as the first one, but I like the direction it went in as far as making fun of itself, not taking itself very seriously, and I appreciated that. But this is not a movie that I'm going to put in my collection, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's one that you're flipping through at late night, and if there's nothing else on.
Right.
It comes to a point to where there's a fine line. There's vulgar visuals and vulgar language. And you can push way too far in one direction and way too far in the other. Mm-hmm. And really, a good comedy doesn't have to be vulgar at all. But
that's true.
That's true. Jonah Hill but he's all vulgar dialogue. It's just vulgar dialogue all the way through.
For the point of being vulgar.
The point of being vulgar, and that just doesn't get me. You know what I mean? It's not mine. It's not my cup of tea.
We need to let folks know that it is a rated R movie. It does have the bad language in it. I'm not sure about the nudity, but I'm sure there's some questionable scenes in there as far as sensuality and stuff like that as well. So,
I wouldn't take the kids, no.
Yeah, definitely don't take the little ones to see this.
No.
But I've heard some rumors, though. At the very end, they make fun of doing like a trilogy or something like that. But I heard on Facebook today that apparently Sony, who made this film, is they're talking about incorporating these characters, the 21 Jump Street characters, with the Men in Black characters and doing a crossover. Would you guys go see that?
Now, I like Will Smith. I like Tommy Lee Jones.
Channing Tatum, but Jonah Hill would have to.
I don't know.
I mean, it'd have to be a heck of a good script.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a heck of a good trailer to convince me.
But trailers lie.
It'd have to be
trailers lie.
Yeah.
It'd have to be getting some thumbs up. I'd have to be reading some reviews, but
yeah. We'll have to see if that one actually comes to fruition or not. This movie is called 22 Jump Street, and you can find it on DVD. Coming up next, we're going to review the hottest movie out in America right now. It is The Mockingjay. It is The Hunger Games. We will review it next on Today's Talk, 930 KW.